Okay. Okay, good evening, Whalecoin Talk community and the Infinity Token community. Tonight we have a AMA with Infinity Token. Here to talk about it is Tony, Average Joe, and Cooley. I'm forgetting his name, sorry. But yeah, so
Jake.
Cool. Jake Cooler, sorry, yeah. And yeah, so if we could start with a bit of your backgrounds and how you got into crypto, that'd be great.
Sure. Well, hi everybody in the Whalecoin Talk. My name is Tony, and I'm a 9-year Army veteran in America. I went to Arizona State University and got a degree in education where I taught elementary education for 4 years. I was introduced to cryptocurrency a few years ago by some friends, but I became really passionate about Infinity Token in particular because I realized how many rug pulls and scams and undoxed dev teams there were out there. So when I found Infinity Token and I realized that this team is an American doxed dev team that's committed to building a real physical company that's already has a concept and proven concept that's worth over $1 billion in the privately traded sector, I thought this was a real opportunity to be part of something special because it's never been done in cryptocurrency before, where you build a massive Bitcoin and cryptocurrency mining farm that is going to reward cryptocurrency holders for once and not just public stock traders. Apologize if there's any weird noise in the background. I'm actually at Disney World with kids, but so yeah, I'm passionate about Infinity Token, and I am passionate about this Infinity Token community. And I really want to help bring a legitimate, safe investment and company to cryptocurrency where people can earn passive income and be part of something that is an essential function of cryptocurrency, which is Bitcoin mining and other cryptocurrency mining. Jake, do you want to talk about yourself?
Yeah, thanks, Tony. So my name is Jake, as you said, and I've been in crypto for about 5 or 6 years now. My education is actually in computer networking. I ran an online computer hardware and software business for about 10 years and all the marketing involved with that business. I was a large investor in another project run by the lead dev of Infinity Token, Roger, called SGE. And worked closely with Roger on that project as well, and we came up with this concept behind this interesting idea behind Infinity Token, and we're really excited to see where this can lead. I know we have a good team here, and we'll see what happens, but we're pumped.
Awesome. Yeah, so you've been on the Ethereum blockchain for just over 2 months. Could you tell us a bit about the start of the project and how it's been going?
So, like you said, we launched just under 2 months ago, and that was using a platform called the Fair Token Project, where the point of it is to earn Ethereum reflections. And what that means is that out of the total volume that's traded during the day, so say $100,000 a day or $1 million a day in volume is done, our holders are actually going to receive 5% of that volume as passive income, and that's earned in Ethereum. I think that the launch went really well, and we jumped out to probably about 600 holders within the first 2 weeks. And over the last couple months, we've just been solidifying that and growing our holdings as well as growing our holder base. So the concept of cryptocurrency mining is one that, like I said before, is proven to be over $1 billion company in the public traded stock markets. And what we're doing here is building that in a cryptocurrency way. Now, what we're going to be doing is 5% of every transaction is taxed in order to buy new Bitcoin and Ethereum mining rigs that will build our company, and another 5% tax is also paid towards our holders as Ethereum passive income. So I think a lot of our holders have been able to see those rewards, and and enjoy them, and it's really encouraged them to build their holdings up in a bigger way. Okay, Jake,
Awesome.
can you talk talk a little bit about the company?
Yeah, so as Tony mentioned, we launched about 2 months ago. August 6th was the launch date. Some of the more technical details about the supply and such, there's a 5 billion token supply. And as Tony mentioned, we do have a 10% tax. Actually, it's 11%. 5% goes to the mining rigs. 5% is reflected back to holders through something called the Fair Token Project, which you can read about at fairtokenproject.com. And then we pay a 1% tax to the Fair Token Project for their services, which includes the ETH reflections and their anti-botting service as well. And just as an interesting fact, so we're under 1,000 holders right now, and if you do the math based on our market cap, the average of that the Infinity token holder has in their wallet is over $8,000 US. So that just kind of demonstrates that there's a high level of trust in our team and our community, and more importantly, the concept behind the token with using mined Bitcoin to do buybacks. And the real advantage of using this buyback system with mined crypto from mining rigs, if you were to do like a one-time, say, $7,000 buyback, that's one and done. Whereas if we purchase a Bitcoin miner, for example, over a period of about 5 years, that can net us $50,000 to $80,000 in buybacks, and which are burned permanently. So it's giving not only burning those tokens, but it's giving every holder ETH reflections all the while.
Awesome. So how many asset rigs have you bought since the project launched?
Currently, we have.
Currently, we purchased 5 mining rigs. There's an order that we're looking at making that's going to be about 10 more mining rigs. Right now, we're looking at finalizing a deal for the facility where we will house these mining rigs. So whenever that's done, we're just going to continue adding more and more mining rigs. But currently we own 5. We're looking to purchase 10 more in bulk very soon. And we're finalizing deals to get our miners housed.
Awesome. So are they actually up and running at the moment, but then you're going to move into, as it expands into warehouses and things, or?
Right. So we got one mining rig up and running as a proof of concept that you can mine Bitcoin and perform buybacks of the Infinity token to reward holders. But obviously, I think if we had 20, 30 mining rigs running, we'd probably be much higher than a $4 million market cap where we're at now. And what's going on is right now our CEO, Roger Malcolm, is in Texas, as well as he's made some visits to a few other very cryptocurrency friendly states in America to find the facility that's going to be best for housing our mining rigs. And it looks like we have a good deal getting ready to happen very soon here. That's going to put our mining rigs online, and probably a large bulk amount of them. And we expect for that to make a big difference in our market cap very soon.
Awesome. And how much has been bought back in the Infinity token from the rig you've been using?
Hey, Average Joe, if you're there, do you know the number of Infinity token or the value of Infinity tokens that we've bought back? And like I said, this is just a proof of concept that we did, so this wasn't like a substantial number, but it is meaningful to show that we've done this. We've started mining, we have more miners ready to go online, and we've actually performed buybacks and burns of the Infinity token. But do you guys have, Joe or Akula, do you have the actual number of Infinity tokens that have been bought back?
Yeah, it's available on infinitytoken.info, which in the future is planned to be one of the resources for like mining statistics and possibly the live feed of the mining location. But we have burned, as a proof of concept, 180,694 Infinity token.
Awesome. Yeah, and then as you expand, like you say, to 5, 10, 20 rigs, it's just going to explode the price of a Infinity token. Sounds exciting.
Oh, yeah. And when you say 5, 10, 20 rigs, understanding that our goal is not just to do this as an optic we genuinely actually want to be a leader in the cryptocurrency mining space. We want to be a leader in the Bitcoin mining space. So this isn't something where there's a lot of mining companies out there that start mining coins and just off of pure hype, they help make their founders a bunch of money or their early buyers a bunch of money because they put 10, 15 mining rigs online. We don't want to put 10, 15 or 20 mining rigs online. We want to grow and put thousands of mining rigs online so that we can become a cryptocurrency mining leader and reward our holders with good, reliable passive income for a very long time. And not just people who buy in early. We want people to be rewarded who buy in at all price levels. So the only way to do that is to continue growing the company. And that's not going to be with 10, 15, 20 mining rigs. That's going to be with thousands and thousands of mining rigs over the long run. But right now we're starting where every company starts, which is, we have 5 mining rigs. We're ready to buy 10 more, and we're locking down a facility where we can scale up to thousands of mining rigs.
Awesome. So with the buybacks, with the mining rigs, will that pay into ETH rewards for the investors?
Yeah, so the buybacks, the way that'll work is, as shared previously, it's a taxed token. So 10% of that tax goes towards holders as well as development of the company. And whenever you make a buyback using the profits from the mining rigs, that buyback is taxed as well, which pays holders passive income. And there is a concept in the future where we can make sure that that holders are rewarded up to 90% of that benefited directly in their wallets.
Oh, wow, that's great for investors, yeah. So the ETH rewards, how are they paid out automatically, or you go on the website every 24 hours? How does that work?
Right. So as far as ways to earn your Ethereum, so they're reflected directly to your wallet, but you do have to pay a transaction or gas fee in order to receive those rewards. So we go to the Fair Token Project website, and you'll see how much you've earned. Some of our holders that have been in since the beginning have earned several Ethereum worth of reflections. I mean, we're talking $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 worth of reflections in the last 2 months. Of course, those are some of our larger holders. But the way that they would earn those and claim them is they go on the Fair Token Project website, and they'll see their reflections, and they just hit a simple withdrawal button. It tells them how much the gas fee is to withdraw it. That gas fee is more of a transfer fee. So the amount of money that you tend to pay whenever you transfer Ethereum from one wallet to another is about the transaction fee that you'll pay whenever you're claiming your rewards.
Awesome. And you're linking with a company called XGX Cryptocurrency Exchange. You've got a partnership there. How's that going to work, and when's the launch time, or has it launched, the exchange?
Akula, I wasn't able to hear that entirely, but are you able to talk about that?
Yeah, I can speak to that. So that the name is actually related to Roger's previous project that he launched, SGE. And it's going to be a cryptocurrency exchange where we hope to be able to support Ethereum reflections as for holders. So basically a way to buy into projects such as Infinity Token, where you can earn those ETH reflections without paying the higher gas fees of using, say, Uniswap, for example. And then just in general, in terms of cryptocurrency exchanges, aside from the SGEX exchange that's being worked on, we have a long-term vision of getting Infinity Token on some very large exchanges such as KuCoin, Crypto.com, possibly even Binance down the line. We're not going with a strategy of listing on smaller, lesser-known exchanges, primarily due to the reason that the main thing that would occur with that type of strategy is we would see a loss of trading volume on Uniswap, which is where obviously things are meant to be with this type of project, where we're earning reflections for our holders and collecting the tax to build out the mining rig operation. But in 12, 24 months or longer, we can foresee going for some larger cryptocurrency listings as well, exchanges rather.
Awesome. And what's the sort of timeline for getting the rigs up and running in the future? Where we're looking there?
So we have some very viable options that we're just sorting through and making sure that we pick the most business friendly and smart, scalable decision for a facility to house our mining rigs. This has been actually a focus of our conversation in our own Telegram for a couple of weeks. And we know cryptocurrency moves fast and people want results right away. So it is a balance between doing the we want it now of cryptocurrency, but also the smart decision that comes with making a nice balance sheet and cash flow as well as profitability for a physical mining company. So we have, when you asked about what's the timeline that we look at getting our mining rigs online, we'd love to have them online right now, but we actually have a nice facility that we can put them up in as soon as we want in Texas, where the electrical rates are very good, and we're currently negotiating a deal that will allow us to house our mining rigs there. In the long term, we want to own our own facility where we don't have to pay for anybody to maintain that facility, and we just want to make sure it's scalable to be able to house thousands of mining rigs. In the longer term future, we want this mining farm to be decentralized. So it's not all going to be in one location. We want this to be in multiple locations where we can have some of our high quality community members and community leaders be able to take part in actually helping with the mining farm. But it's all about getting it started. And right now it looks like we have a really good option to do that possibly by the end of the week in Texas, if that's the one that we decide to go with. So there's definitely options that we can go with now, and we probably will be going with those.
And the costs associated, with that, will that come out of marketing? How will that be paid for, or is that built into the tokenomics?
So the cost of the mining farm is essentially its electricity. And based on the cost of electricity, we're going to have to make sure that we cover that initially with some of the money that's mined from the Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies, but most of that's going to be profit. And we've worked out that at the current Bitcoin price levels, that we'd be profiting after electrical costs close to about $30 per day per one of our mining rigs. So yes, I won't be paying the electrical costs out of the profits, but that's a very minimal amount of the total profit that we're making.
And just another thing to comment on. So as Tony mentioned, Bitcoin profitability at current levels. Obviously, Bitcoin's been on a bit of a nice run in the past little bit here, but brings us to about $30 per day per rig. But some of the other cryptocurrencies have more potential in terms of earnings. So we're not going to be just limiting ourselves to Bitcoin mining. We've mentioned Ethereum as a possibility. Just some of the concerns there with the transition from proof of work to proof of stake. But even in the shorter to midterm, there's a lot of opportunity in the ETH mining space to make a lot more profit than Bitcoin, for example. But there are other altcoins that we can consider as well. So that all sort of ties into our DAO, decentralized autonomous organization, which is basically a group of members which hold a minimum of 10 million Infinity token, and they have the capability of voting on various actions that we take as a team. And some of those actions can include things like which cryptos we're mining, doing things. We've talked about the possibility of having actually like a portfolio of cryptocurrency, which we would hold till a certain point. When it's voted on, we would convert that to Ethereum and do the buybacks. And then also we've discussed the possibility of having basically a stockpile, or what I like to term a war chest of Ethereum. In the event of a bear market, we'll have the ability to stabilize our chart and see the price action continue to grow.
Just to bring up a little detail, that most people would not know unless they were in our community. And maybe some people in our community don't even know this either, because they don't spend enough time in the Telegram listening to us talk about it. But when he talks about this decentralized autonomous organization, and that's basically our governance community for Infinity Token, that's going to help guide our token into the future of cryptocurrency as we change. The significance right now of where we're at with that is that over 70% of our largest holders of Infinity Token, so over 70% of the largest wallets that hold Infinity Token are committed socially to being inside of that group. And that's just an astounding and such a significant number, because it shows that the people who are invested and holding Infinity Token are committed long term towards seeing this company grow and want to be a part of it, want to have a say so in it. And I just think it's an incredible opportunity to be part of basically a board of directors for a huge company going forward. But over 70% of the community that qualifies for that group is actually in that group and socially committed to making sure that they see this company grow. It's incredible, and it actually shows how strong our community is.
Yeah, that's great that you can expand into the Ethereum as well as Bitcoin, because I do know, from March 2020 to March 2021, Ethereum went up 12 times to its peak, 33 times, sorry, Ethereum. Bitcoin was 12 times, and BNB was about 60 times. So, some of the alternative tokens do have a bigger promise for short-term gains as well. And I know Bitcoin and Ethereum is usually peaking into the winter. So as you get them rigs up and running, Christmas time, the price could double up to 100,000. A lot of people say for Bitcoin. So that's great for investors, and the investors are paid out in ETH 5%. So it's a win-win for everyone by the sounds of it. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, we really hedge the ability to earn money, whether it's through Bitcoin or Ethereum, because a lot of people say, like, well, I'm more bullish on Ethereum or I'm more bullish on Bitcoin, or maybe some people want to be involved in altcoins because they think they have the most potential. With Infinity Token, you can be invested in all three by just investing in Infinity Token, because we're sitting here, we're mining Bitcoin and mining Ethereum or Ethereum ERC20 tokens, while at the same time, we are an altcoin. So whenever you invest in Infinity Token, you're investing in an altcoin that's mining Bitcoin and paying its holders Ethereum. So you're earning income on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and altcoins by just investing in Infinity Token. It's really a pretty special opportunity.
Yeah, awesome. And would that in the future maybe be opened up to the community as hundreds of rigs come online? Would you maybe have a voting system saying what top 10 token would you like, or coin to mine? Coins mainly. Yeah.
Absolutely. So we don't necessarily know if Bitcoin or Ethereum is the future, and a lot of us speculate that either one of them would be, but there's other people that think other coins are the future, maybe a Dogecoin. And like we were talking about with this decentralized autonomous organization, in short, we call that the DAO. Those are the people who have the say so and be able to vote and say, we want to mine this coin in the future. But I think it's important to note that, we are cryptocurrency. We're not a competitor in cryptocurrency. We're not sitting here trying to dethrone any other coin. We want to make sure that our investors are well protected by being invested in multiple cryptocurrencies, and especially the largest ones. So, we might mine more profitable coins in the future, and that definitely has the decentralized autonomous organization has the opportunity to say so. But we don't know where cryptocurrency is going to go in the future, and our company has the opportunity to scale and grow with cryptocurrency as it changes to maybe mine a different type of coin that's more profitable down the road.
Yeah, it's amazing that as you mine, it goes into the buybacks, which goes into ETH rewards. So investors are heavily rewarded, for investing with Infinity Token. And I see you're also supporting space trips as well in the future. How's that going to work?
Akula?
So this sort of ties back again to the other project that Roger and I were involved with, which is SGE, stands for Society of Galactic Exploration. So that's actually a token where we have some interesting tech being worked on, where we're going to have an NFT system where you can capture NFTs of outer space and turn those into NFTs on a marketplace called Starseeds. And through Infinity Token, we're just supporting that mission of bringing space exploration to everyone that wants to be involved, making it more accessible to anyone.
Awesome. And do you have any maximum wallet sizes and things like that in the token?
So there's not a maximum wallet size. However, something that would discourage someone from buying up, say, 10% of the supply is that you only earn Ethereum reflections for up to owning 5% of the supply. So once you own more than 5% of the supply, you don't actually get any more passive income on the 6%, 7%, and so on. So really, you only get the massive benefit of Ethereum passive income by holding up to 5% of the supply. And I just want to comment on the supply. There's a lot of tokens out there that just give their currency away. We were fair launched, and no one, including the dev team, was given one single token for free. So even the dev team had to buy every single token they own, which means everyone in this community had to invest and had to make a decision that they were going to be financially and socially committed to Infinity Token. But no, there's no maximum that you can hold. However, there is a maximum that you can earn reflections from, which is one of the greatest benefits of holding this, is earning passive income, and that is capped at 5%.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, I think that's all the questions I had. I can open it up to the team and then to investors if anyone's got any questions for Infinity Token, for Tony or where's he gone? Why do I keep forgetting the owner's name? Boris.
No, I really enjoyed that presentation. No, I really enjoyed the presentation. Sounds wonderful. I'm gonna have some questions as I continue to go through the project. So I'm gonna obviously reach out, but I really enjoyed and thoroughly like what you said there.
People are thinking about if they have questions and what they want to ask us about. I just want to take a moment and say that, one of our goals, and we said this before you started recording, but one of our goals at Infinity Token is to make a safe place for people to invest. This whole team is an American docs dev team. I mean, we have a Canadian and Jake. There's our owners in Michigan. I'm in Wyoming. And we want to make a physical company we actually have a legitimate Infinity Mining LLC in Michigan. We want people to know that they can come to us and be safe with their investment, knowing that we as a team is going to work extremely hard for their investment, for their holdings, to help them grow, but that their holdings are not just dependent on some hope and dream that a celebrity is going to tweet about us. That your holdings are secured by the fact that our team is working hard to actually build a physical mining company, which is already a proven billion-dollar concept. And our community is so behind that they're actually, as Akula mentioned earlier, the average holder holds over $8,000 worth of Infinity Token. This is not the type of project that we're hoping and dreaming is going to get big because of an influencer tweeting about us. This is the type of project that we're knowing is going to get big because we're willing to put in the hard work, sweat, and action and time in order to make it grow, in order to make the mining company grow, in order to pay people passive Ethereum income. And that's why your investment is secure. That's why sometimes the ERC-20 transaction fees are worth paying for, because you're not going to get rug pulled by a doxed American dev team with a LLC in Michigan. So we're excited about bringing a safe investment to people, and I hope you guys see the opportunity for growth that we do.
Yeah, I don't think it can be understated how sort of unique of a concept this is. A lot of people that become involved with Infinity Token, a comment that we see from time to time is, why hasn't anyone thought of this before? The idea of like an ERC-20 based token having a tax, using Bitcoin and Ethereum miners to burn and buy back tokens. And it's simple, but it's also a sort of a genius concept that we know it has a huge potential. So we're very excited to take this thing to the next level and well into the future, as Tony has stated.
Perhaps some people look at the tax, and a lot of people look at tax tokens, and they're not necessarily excited about, okay, I got to pay 10, 11% tax in order to buy into this. So maybe I lose 11% by buying in. But the APY, the annual percentage yield by holding this token, is right now, based on current volumes, about 60 to 70% APY, which means if you hold for 1 year based on just current volumes, which are actually very low, you will earn 60 to 70% of your investment back just simply by holding, and you'll earn that investment back in Ethereum that you can withdraw whenever you want. So there's an opportunity to not just invest in a growing token, and yeah, you pay a 10% tax, but you're actually earning 60 to 70% yields on it by just holding it. And that means that you're going to get your investment back no matter what, as long as you just hold.
Plus the price of Ethereum, if that goes up and you're holding that, yeah, you can win that way as well. So how did you all docs? Is it for a third party, or how was that done?
So Roger, the lead dev, was doxed through his original project SGE that he launched, and he what was I going to say? Yeah, he's also doxed through his LinkedIn profile, and by owning the LLC registered in his name. I'm doxed as well through all my public profiles online, and we're happy to do that because we're committed to this project and want to make sort of transparency the main hallmark of everything we do at this token.
I put all of my social media profiles out there for people to see, as well as LinkedIn. But being doxed that way is one thing. Another thing that we're doing is we're actually going to be presenting Infinity Token at the Coin Agenda Cryptocurrency Conference in Las Vegas on the 25th of this month. So when you talk about being doxed, we're going to be getting on a world stage face to face with people and high level investors in Las Vegas, as well as on a live stream. And you just really can't get more doxed than that. So
that's great. Yeah.
And it's something, there's just not a lot of companies do that, but we're willing to do that because we want to show people that this is a safe place to invest, that you have a hardworking team that's committed to doing some of the biggest events in the world in order to show ourselves and show our company. And that's a commitment that we're going to grow this company. And we're not afraid to say who we are because we know we're committed to building this company.
Awesome, yeah, and there was a question I forgot there. Yeah, so that ties in with what you just said there. So in 15 days, you're going to Los Angeles crypto conference. That's great. What's the marketing plans going forward for Infinity Token? What have you got planned for the future?
I can speak to that. So at launch, we focused mainly on the traditional type of promotion, things like Telegram calls. We had a pretty successful Yahoo Finance article, which you can still read. It's featured on infinitytoken.io. We've conducted several AMAs and continue to do them, like today with Whalecoin Talk. We have another one lined up in about a week or two here. We've run Facebook ads. We've had Chico Crypto YouTube clip that he did for us. As Tony mentioned, we have the Coin Agenda conference. We have some sponsored articles that have been written and press releases we're going to launch on some crypto-focused sites. We're growing our Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, and Instagram communities. And we have a banner ad campaign as well through coinzilla.com, which is sort of a network of crypto-focused websites that we're going to be able to bring our token to a lot of new crypto-focused investors as well.
A lot of what he mentioned, and like you said, is crypto-focused, but also there's a community approach that we're looking at doing and are actually committed to doing, where we're not just focusing on cryptocurrency investors, we're also committed to seeking out and getting traditional investors as well by going and talking to investment managers, investment or brokerage fund managers, and making our sales pitches to them face to face, where we can talk about ways for them to hedge their risk by possibly investing in the business as well as the token. But this is not just something that we're looking at finding cryptocurrency investors to make this thing become big. We also want to find traditional investors who've never invested in cryptocurrency, and we have a plan for doing that by reaching out to traditional investment firms.
And part of the appeal of Infinity Token by mining Bitcoin, we have crossover appeal not just into the Bitcoin community, but also into traditional investment as more and more people come on board with crypto in general. And most major investors at the very least are well aware of Bitcoin, are getting into Bitcoin investing. So that crossover appeal is going to be huge, and we have a huge market we can target with that Bitcoin mining concept as well.
Awesome, yeah. So I can open it up to investors if anyone's got any questions for Akula or Tony. No questions.
Hey,
that happens a lot.
I just thought I would chime in and give people a few pieces of info. Just for anybody listening, this is the Average Joe Crypto, one of our avid community members and DAO holders. I consider myself, the quintessential, investment target. I'm in my 30s. I work in the financial sector. I get paid well, and I have expendable income to spend on cryptocurrency. I do my research, and I help our community with safe investing practices about doing your own research, having hardware wallets, and what have you. A couple takeaways I'd like people to really realize is, as far as the DAO is concerned, like mentioned, that's 10 million tokens, and you are basically what we call on the board of the company. And so you can kind of look at it as current investment level prices. It's about $9.5 grand to get there. But $9.5 grand to get on the board of an up and coming Bitcoin mining company is huge. As we talked about, we're looking to replicate the publicly traded billion-dollar mining operations into crypto. The other thing, excuse me one second. Sorry, I had to cough there. The other thing that I would like people to take away from this is, which I don't think was mentioned, is when you invest in a cryptocurrency, usually you're wanting to see the token value appreciate. Infinity token will do that through investors buying, driving the price up, but also due to the deflationary nature when we burn tokens. But a lot of investors struggle with both financially and emotionally on selling their investment. You ride it up so high and then you say, oh, I got to get out while it's at this height before it drops, and then you feel bad about pulling out of the company. You don't have to do that with Infinity Token. Infinity Token is constantly paying you for every transaction that happens in passive income in Ethereum. So when you need to take profits for future investments, for life expenses, for reinvesting into the token and creating compound interest, you can do that simply by withdrawing your passive income Ethereum. So a holder that's long-term, such as myself, never needs to sell their token. Why would you? Just keep collecting the passive income and watching the value of your token appreciate. So, I would look at it as you're buying into a Bitcoin mining company and cryptocurrency mining company, and realize that you don't have to sell the token or the investment to make profit.
And just
Joe, bring that up and how you don't necessarily have to sell to take profit. I'll just give a factual number for everybody to think about out there. In order to be part of the DAO, you already know you have to have 10 million tokens. Well, those 10 million tokens, for every $1 million of volume that's done, you earn $100 in Ethereum. So you only need to do roughly 100 days of $1 million in volume, or the equivalent of that in whatever amount of days, in order to earn your entire investment back just in Ethereum. So the tokens, they're paying for themselves every single day. As I said, 10 million tokens earns $100 for every $1 million of volume done. And that Ethereum is free for you to withdraw. Well, it costs a transaction tax, but it's yours to withdraw anytime you want and use however you want, whether it's reinvesting it or using it for your family to go out and do something, grab food, or take care of other life expenses, or just invest in another token, whatever you want. You earn $100 in Ethereum for every $1 million of volume done if you own 10 million tokens.
Another interesting thing just to speak quickly on is in regards to the DAO. In the future, the legal framework is going to exist for regulation in regards to DAOs. And so the DAO will actually become a registered legal entity at some point in the future.
And it's also important to note, I constantly go back to referring it as you're buying a seat on the board of a major up and coming Bitcoin and cryptocurrency mining corporation. And right now, those seats aren't too expensive. About $9,500, I think, right now. Maybe 10,000 will get you there. But as our price goes up, as our mining rigs come online here, hopefully over the next week or so, and as things progress, that spot getting 10 million tokens is going to cost more and more and more. So the beauty of it is at the small market cap of currently around 5 million is you can get yourself a seat on the board. But that investment is going to be much, much more costly here in the future. And of course, not financial advice, do your own research, that kind of stuff.
And a lot of our smaller investors might, buy in with, say, $1,000 or $1,500 to start, and then slowly build their way towards becoming a DAO member by reinvesting their ETH reflections. So that's sort of a nice thing. Having the DAO itself is an incentive for people to work towards holding a minimum of 10 million tokens, but keep in mind, any investment level, you're still going to earn those ETH reflections. So it's not like you need to invest $10,000 to become a part of this project, and you'll have that ability to work towards that amount if you're more interested in having an actual say in the direction of Infinity Token down the line.
Awesome, yeah. So like you say, if someone buys $20 or $100, they're still going to get their ETH rewards. Yeah, so that's great. There's no minimum. No.
That's right.
Yeah, I would just remind everybody that when you invest, you'll probably obviously have a gas fee for investing through Uniswap, doing a smart contract interaction. It's just important to make an investment mindful of that. If gas prices are very high, and it costs $150 or $100 to buy into Infinity Token at that time, if you make $100 buy, half of that is going to be gas. So it's a $50, $100 buy is kind of a hard thing to do, but you don't have to drop thousands of dollars. But
and we are hoping in the future gas fees will sort of resolve themselves, looking towards Ethereum 2.0. And also another factor in higher gas fees on the ERC20 network is relating to the NFT craze. So, who knows where that's going to go. But if that's just sort of calms down a bit, we'll see better gas fees. But I've been able to make a couple buys in the past week or so at off-peak hours for around $50 to $60 US in fees. So if you time things right, you can get in without some crazy gas fees, which is nice.
Awesome. Yeah. Right. Does any of the community or investors have any questions for Infinity Token? No. Okay. Well, if anyone does in the future, obviously,
I see Frank
go
Russo
over to.
wants to, Frank Russo,
someone got
he's
the
got
hand
his hand raised up.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Go ahead, Frank Russo.
Hello.
Do you have a question?
How are you guys doing? Yes,
Good.
I got in here late, so I missed a lot of what was said. I don't know much about your token. I don't know who the devs are. I don't know what the projects are. I don't know if it's utilities attached to it. I have no idea, but I'm just trying to gather information as I listen.
Okay. And maybe they can recap some of the things we've gone over, or after the recording's finished, we post it in the chat here and in the Infinity Tokens community. You can play the recording back. Has Akula or Tony got any anything they wanted to?
Second sales pitch here. So Infinity Token, we have a fully doxed team. The concept behind the token is that we're going to be building and are building in the process of right now, a crypto mining rig farm. So there's a 10% transaction tax, 5% of which will fund these crypto mining rigs. As we build out the crypto mining farm, we will use the mined crypto, convert it to Ethereum if required. Bitcoin mining is going to be a large part of what we're mining, and we're going to buy back and burn tokens with the mined crypto. also, the other 5% tax gives you passive Ethereum reflections through something called the Fair Token Project, which is located at fairtokenproject.com. That's the mechanism that's used to claim your passive Ethereum rewards. So as Tony mentioned earlier in the AMA, you're investing in an altcoin, an Infinity token, as well as Bitcoin and Ethereum, and even possibly some other altcoins that the DAO group for 10 million token holders and above is interested in dipping our toes into in terms of mining. But our main focus is on Bitcoin mining due to the stability and reliability of being able to mine Bitcoin. And it can be very rewarding just through that passive income. I think Tony mentioned an APY in the range of 60 or 70% right now based on current volume. And we expect the current trading volume to grow quite a bit as we bring these miners online and are able to allocate some of the mined crypto towards further marketing efforts and obviously the buybacks themselves. And one last thing I'll mention is something called a high reflection buyback, which we'll do from time to time. So we foresee a point in the future where the act of burning tokens is much less impactful when the price is, let's just say, 10x what we're at right now. So we will have the ability to set a high tax on the buyback itself and actually distribute the vast majority of that buyback from the mined crypto to holders in proportion to the amount of Infinity token that they're holding.
Huh. Yeah, I like everything I'm hearing. The only thing that I don't like is the being on the Ethereum chain, which the gas fees are just atrocious.
Can I comment on that? And I totally respect and understand that opinion. So the way that I've talked to people about us being on the Ethereum chain versus being somewhere else, like maybe on the Binance Smart chain, is that we're working on building $1 billion company. And I say that in all seriousness because the concept of mining Bitcoin in particular is a $1 billion idea. And it's been proven to be that in the publicly traded sector, such as the New York Stock Exchange. It's a $1 billion company. So if we want to build a $1 billion company, then we think that the most viable way to do that is on the Ethereum blockchain. Because I would say most people see that Ethereum is going to continue being a growing and dominant coin in the cryptocurrency sector. And as more mainstream investors come online, they'll be looking at Ethereum as an investment, not necessarily at things like the Binance Smart Chain. So if we want to become $1 billion company, I think that it's important for us to be on probably the most prominent and most used or legitimate platform out there, which is the Ethereum blockchain. So this is one of those things where, yes, the gas fees are high, and maybe that's something that turns people off on the Ethereum blockchain. But for common investors, they see Ethereum as a safe haven, and we're going after them, and we want to become as big of a company as possible. And we think that the best way to do that is through Ethereum and not necessarily through the Binance Smart Chain, for example.
Oh yeah, I agree with that and concur with that wholeheartedly. I invested in Ethereum. It was like $100 and $200 a coin. So I guess you have to really look at this as opposed to short term. You're looking at it long term because you're looking to build something that's major.
Absolutely. Yeah. This is one of those investments, and I tell people in our community all the time, this is not something that we want people to buy in and say, hey, you're going to make a lot of money this bull run. Like, we know people are going to make money this bull run. But this is one of those things that we want people to be here because in a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, we're going to have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 mining rigs. This is not one of those things that we're just looking for a quick pump where some people can make some money and then get out of it, which is what happens on like the Binance Smart Chain a lot, and a lot of people would agree with that. On Ethereum, we're going to build this company. We're going to build it large. We're going after being a industry leader and competitor in cryptocurrency mining, Bitcoin specifically. And we just think that the best way to do that is through Ethereum. So yes, it is a long-term hold. It is a long-term project. And those gas fees that you're paying to get in by using the Ethereum blockchain are quickly redeemed by just holding the token and earning Ethereum reflections.
Yeah, I agree with that because you're doing reflections and it's not it's not a pump and dump. Do you have a paper I could look at, or white list?
Yeah, you go to infinitytoken.io and you click the drop down, you'll see the white paper there. The white paper is being updated because we've actually become even more ambitious and stronger as a community and team since the white paper is released, but we'll have a new white paper soon. For now, though, you can go to infinitytoken.io, hit the drop down, and you'll be able to see the white paper there. But as I say, it's being updated because we've actually crushed some of our goals and done far better than maybe even the white paper thought we were going to do.
So you guys have launched already?
You kind of cut out right there, but I think you asked if we already launched. We launched just under 60 days ago. So yes, we've launched, and in that period of time, we've gained not just holders, but strong holders, people who are committed very deeply to seeing our project be successful in the long term, which is the reason that you see our chart is not one that just went straight up and then straight down.
Milk, hot dog buns.
But I like that. I don't like pump and dumps.
Nope, we're about steady growth over the long term. The idea here is that you hold this for 3-4 years and you become part of a company that grows steadily over a very long period of time.
Oh, good. I like everything I'm hearing. I'm glad I found you guys.
What I would recommend.
I'm on vacation right now, and I'm actually doing this AMA while I'm taking my kids to Disney World. But I'll tell you right now, our community, our team is committed to being as transparent and informative as possible, and anybody who joins our community will see that. And usually that's the reason that people become very large holders very quickly and want to become part of the DAO, is because they feel that security of investing in a doxed American dev team that's building a real company that's intending on rewarding people with long-term growth, and not just something that they hope gets a tweet from Elon Musk, for example. I mean, that stuff can happen to anybody, but we're depending on our hard work and transparency to help us grow, not just some tweet from a celebrity.
Sounds good.
Okay, awesome.
One thing I'll just say, one thing is, like, as somebody who's been with IT since the launch, and I was also with Roger in SGE as actually the pre-sale launcher. Yeah, I think like the key thing is, like, one is the leadership is dependent and actually doing things and transparent and docs. There's no like random stuff happening. It's like very transparent, and it is a community driven project. So like the community is also strong. I would not be, I mean, I'm a top 30 DAO, like nothing special, but like I wouldn't even be heavily invested in a coin, even if it had utility, if the community is lacking. And I think that's the most important thing, is like, I have some close friends and people I know that are, doing well in life. And I'm like, I think you should get in here. And then I send them to the Telegram link, and that experience of like the initial touch point, which Tony does a lot of that. I think that initial touch point and exposure to IT through the life cycle of becoming an evangelist. So you go from a prospect to an evangelist. I've seen that cycle be very streamlined and smooth. So the customer journey is actually really incredible. And I think that's the thing I look for in anything, is what's the touch point like when people come in? How are they feeling? Are they being attacked? Can they ask questions? Are they safe to like voice things? And then also when there is sell-offs and stuff like that, people don't panic, right? And I think that a lot of part of that is the community, and they kind of know what's happening. And in fact, if someone does sell that's in the DAO, they'll let people know, like, hey, I need some money right now, I need to sell. But yeah, there's people who kind of sell, but they needed to do stuff, and they're going to be buying back into. So I think that portion is really important.
Yeah, I mean, cryptocurrency is scary, and you see a lot of the meme coins, for example, will do a big pump, and you're afraid. Honestly, who wouldn't be afraid to tell their mom, their dad, their brother, their sister, their best friend, hey, you should buy this meme coin that's already up to tens of billions of dollars. I mean, if you do that, you know that you're really presenting a strong risk of your friends and family losing their money whenever these coins get dumped. With Infinity Token, on the other hand, you know that if you're telling your friends or your family to buy into it, as I have, that you have a team that's working hard to build a real company that's already proven to be $1 billion model. And we're going to do that in cryptocurrency. So we expect for it to maybe grow a lot faster than some of those do.
That sounds good, Tony. I've been involved in a number of launches, and so many rug pulls. It's unbelievable, man. I mean, cryptocurrency is the Wild West. And I mean, these devs ran away with the BNB during the first hour. It was unbelievable.
It's serious.
Hey, Frank.
have to worry about that type of thing happening with Infinity Token. You don't have to worry about you don't have to worry about whether or not this team's working hard. You can see it every single day. So I really hope and look forward to some of you guys joining us as holders. And we'll prove to you guys every single day and every single week that we're going to work extremely hard to make sure that people's holdings are secure and growing on a regular, consistent basis. It doesn't happen every single day. You can't predict when people are going to sell some. But the idea here is that we build this company and the token is going to continue following and sometimes leading in the price. But your guys' investments are secure because we're growing the company and we're working hard to make that happen.
Hey, just on a personal note, Tony, where are you from, man?
I'm from Wyoming. I've lived kind of all over. I spent 9 years in the Army, and I spent 4 years in education in Arizona, which is part of the reason I spend a lot of time educating the community. But I live in Wyoming right now, and I've kind of been all over the country as a service member.
Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna get out of here, you guys. Nice talking to you.
Okay, yeah, take care.
Nice talking to you.
Right, so yeah, I think we've covered everything. I'll finish the recording. If there's anything you wanted to say to wrap it up, then I'll stop the recording and send you a copy over for your community, and we can pin that and share that around crypto on the BSC also.
No, I appreciate it. It's awesome getting an opportunity to talk to new people and new potential investors. I just want to encourage as many people as possible to join our Telegram and see that this AMA, it's just like 1 hour of an opportunity to see who we are. But the fact is, if you join our community, you'll see that this is not just talk for an hour. This is the real deal. We're out here. We're working hard every single day. We're doing it as a community. We're doing it as a team. And we want to see everybody who buys in become a very successful holder, whether it's just earning passive income or earning appreciation on their token investment. You know, we see an opportunity for every investor to gain something big by becoming part of this community and this token. So we look forward to the opportunity for you guys to see that in our Telegram, seeing how hard we work, how transparent we are, and what we're willing to do to grow this company. Thank you guys.
Awesome.
Hey, I was gonna add one thing. Sorry to cut you guys off.
Yeah.
I was gonna add one thing. One thing I really love about our community is how collaborative everyone is to welcome in new people who are scared into investing into anything in general, whether there's people investing for the first time or not. One thing that's really cool and something I'm really proud of with our community is how helpful we are, and also people who are scared, we're even willing to reimburse their gas fees just as a show of faith of how invested we are. That we're willing to take from our own pockets just so that they're not feeling that they're just being taken advantage of, because they're not. They're joining a community and we're all there in it together. That's one thing I'm really proud of.
Well said. Well said.
Awesome. Yeah. Right. I'll finish the recording. Send you a copy over. Thanks, Jake and Tony, for coming tonight.